What down, family? It's your boy SNTV back at y'all for the first time in a very long time with another episode of Chiraq Street Legends. And this episode is going to be about none other than KTS DRE, aka Cutthroat Draco.
Oh, y'all know what it is.
Dre comes from that KTS set, or Kill to Survive, also known as KTG, or Cutthroat Gang. They consist of the Lakeside GDs, which are located on 79th and Marquette, the Pocket Town GDs, which are from 69th to 73rd, Cottage to Woodline, and the Vice Lords off of 75th and Cottage Grove. They're not really clicked up with a lot of sets, but they are cool with people from sets like 051 Young Money, 78th and Killer Ward, and Black Mob. Their main beef is with NLMB in Drill City, but they do go at it with Sircon City, 800, and Mix Mob. Dre was the son of Big Vinny and the brother of Lil Vinny and KTS Vaughn, who all had very big street reputations. One of the bodies that Dre was associated with was a guy that went by the name of Magic from NLMB. According to a report that came out after Dre died, he was a suspect in the case. The next day, after Magic was killed, Dre was caught having sex in the car that was used on the hit. Dre was known for being one of the top members in KTS, but he was most known for the video that he had when him and his brother walked into the McDonald's on 79th and demanded NLMB Cairo to disrespect one of NLMB's fallen members. When Cairo wouldn't do it, he swung on him. Dre jumped off the porch with guys like Lil Les from Pocket Town, who was allegedly the one that made Gyro City. According to Dre, the whole East Side used to hang in the pocket, and it wasn't much beef. Dre and both his brothers will ultimately end up getting involved in the streets at a very young age, following the footsteps of their father. His brother Vaughn talks about how they were living in his song Street Life, and where he raps, "I live this street life, I live this street life. If I ain't killed for Pasto, it wouldn't be right. I live this street life, I live this street life. Rule number one, you gotta keep pipe." For Cutthroat Dre, the lyrics that his brother was rapping was way more than just a song. It was everyday life. Coming up on the east side of Chicago, he knew he had to be relentless. He knew he had to kill to survive. Dre could be seen in multiple videos and where his ops were being dissed. Most notable, Shooter Shells, Death of 150. Being raised on the east side, which is one of the more ruthless parts of Chicago, Dre was taught to bar none. So just like he would give his ops hell in the streets, he would also give them hell on social media.
Hey, look, on my mama, the whole world was crying like, oh, Juice OD'd, he died. I swear to God, I was on the floor laughing.
I see what y'all on. I see what y'all doing. Y'all should listen. I'm over east of Mo Block Soldier. We ain't shooting from no car. We just trying to get closer.
Tell me though, I was on 71st and East End.
That's not the pocket, bro.
Well, it's close by.
It's not close by, bro. It's not
No,
close by.
right.
The pocket on the other side of Stone,
It's not
bro.
even close. You're right.
That's a different side of
You
Stone
right.
Yard.
I'm thinking about, I'm by the tracks though, you feel me?
That's not by the tracks, for the pocket's not right there,
I got on 71st and East
The
End.
pocket's not right there, bro. The pocket
No,
not right
listen,
there,
off 75th, I'm right off
Most
the
of them
tracks.
from the pocket, they don't hang on 75th or they don't hang on 71st.
Alright, well, that ain't folks in work. I ain't say it was folks in work.
You just
I
said
know
you got
who work
shot
it
with the
was,
pocket,
folks.
so I'm trying to make sure you feel me.
Oh, that wasn't folks in work. Listen to me. I know who work it was. It was Lil Mac's work, folks. But
you just said you got shot on East End, bro.
yeah, but he got
But
the
you
drop
said
from
you was in
Foles
the pocket,
afterwards.
bro. You got to tell the truth, bro. You said you got shot.
Yeah.
When you in the streets, two things are almost always certain. That's death and jail. Inevitably, Dre will end up going to jail, and soon being incarcerated will become a normal thing to him. Better to be caught with it than without it. Since 2008, Dre was arrested 22 times, and in 2015, not long after the death of his brother Vaughn, he would go do a 3-year bid. Things would go from bad to worse over east with the death of Lil Greg from No Limit and Killer Spook from Pocket Town. Lil Greg was a well-respected member from No Limit. He was real cool with G Herbo and looked up to by the shorties in No Limit. Lil Greg wasn't really known as a shooter or just a hardcore street dude. He was known for getting money. That's why NLMB took it so hard when he was killed, and for his death, somebody had to pay. On January 28th, 2021, as Lil Greg sat in line to get a haircut, At a barbershop on State Street called the Studio 19, he was allegedly spotted by a KTS member. According to sources, this KTS member walked in the shop and went straight to the bathroom, where he stayed for a few minutes before coming out, walking up to Lil Greg and shooting him point blank range in the head. Killer Spook from the Pocket was one of KTS's top members. He had a reputation for sliding on his ops. On March 25th, 2021, while attending a pop-up party on 79th, Spook was shot and killed, allegedly by members from NLMB. In a surveillance video that was taken from the proximity of the crime scene, you could see two people running and shooting into a crowd of partygoers. In a hail of bullets, Spook was killed and Denny G was hit. This was a big loss for KTS. After the death of Spook, No Limit would take to social media to diss him and to let KTS know that Spook was their work. On July 12, 2021, KTS DRE would end up being bonded out by an older woman who was accompanied by a social worker. As Dre and the two women walked out of the county and crossed the street onto 27th, two cars pulled up. 4 to 5 guys bailed out and began to fire at them. When it was all over, Dre would end up dying on the scene. He had been hit with at least 34 bullets, with wounds from his head to his legs. After the death of Dre, No Limit would again take to the internet to diss KTS and also make an RIP Lil Greg post. And the war between KTS and No Limit continues. And I think that what we can learn from the death of KTS DRE is this. When you're in the streets, the most valuable thing that you have is past experiences, the experiences of others. When you see the mistakes that people have made, it teaches you what to do and what not to do. We seen what happened with THF Bobo in this same situation. You have to pay attention to your surroundings and be very aware, especially when you're in the streets. When you did as much in the streets as KTS DRE, people will definitely take that chance to try to take your life. This has been another episode of Chiraq Street Legends. It's your boy, SNTV.